Hi, I'm Josh Cadillac, and welcome to my podcast, Know Your Shit. I've been blessed to see great success, as well as seeing the bottom up close and personal in 2008. And if there's one lesson I've learned, is that if you want to have success and differentiate yourself from everyone else out there, you need to know your shit. As a successful real estate and crypto investor and an educator, it drives me insane that people do not immerse themselves in their craft. Everyone is so busy advertising and testing new sales techniques, they forget the most important thing, the product. Here I want to talk to the folks that got this right, the most successful people in the world in every industry. Bring them to you and find out what they learned in their business that made it great. When you listen to my podcast, you will know for sure that the topics and experts we have on have one thing in common. They know their shit. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Know Your Shit podcast, where our knowledge and pride in what we do drives us to be excellent. My name is Josh Cadillac, and I'll be in the driver's seat today for our show as we strive to learn how to stop doing deals and start closing for life. We have a great show for you today here. I got a special guest I'd love for you guys to meet, Mr. Omar Medrano. Did I butcher that, or did I get it right?
Brother, you said it right, man. I've been called worse things in my life, so if somebody mispronounces it, by all means, but you said it right. You know, we're not talking Spanish. If it was Spanish, I'd want you to roll the R's
in there while I'm at it. All right.
Yeah.
So Omar, talk to us, but what do you do, man? Tell us about you. What do you do?
What do I do? I'm an overachiever. I'm an overcomer. I'm a person that nobody believed in. My mom doesn't even believe in me. My mom she's never read my book, never heard my podcast, never seen me speak. My junior high principal said it'd be a cold day until the day I graduated college. I was dating a woman when I was writing my book, and she's like, nobody's going to read your book. Nobody wants to know about you. Why don't you go drive for Uber? Well, she originally said, why don't you work for Uber? I'm like, do they need somebody to consult their business? Do they need a coach? And she meant driving. It was like, so yeah, I'm a person that if I can achieve so much, I'm 5'8". I'm like Rudy, but when it comes to business, I'm like Rudy when it comes to overcoming obstacles. That's who I am. I'm here to tell you, if I can do it, I know you can do it too.
I love it, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. So what got you started down this path, Omar? Where did it begin for you?
Where did it for business, my life?
This passion for overcoming, where did it start?
The passion for overcoming started literally, even my first grade teacher wanted to fail me. She said that she told my mom, who's only 20 years older than me, so God, she's still alive, doesn't have the right tools. She fought for me. My first grade teacher said, hey, we need to hold him back. I was a July baby, so I was kind of young.
On the
maybe
bubble.
have him, maybe he'll mature more after one more year. My mom fought tooth for nail. I graduated. And lo and behold, after high school, I ran into her in the parking lot. And I told her, I just want you to know I'm still immature. And you know what? If she's still alive, she's been long gone, long dead. I'd have to say, you know what, honey? I'd still be in first grade because I'm still immature.
There are people that just don't get it. The fact that sometimes that energy, sometimes that passion manifests itself in different ways. That's where creativity comes from. That's what it's about.
Josh, the one thing that I'm going to tell you is everybody has doubters. Everybody has naysayers. The problem is we listen to them. I don't listen to you. I don't listen to the naysayer. I'll listen to you, Josh, because you are a successful person. The person that hates, the person that says you can't do that, that person quit dreaming, man. Why are you going to listen to somebody like that? Why are you going to listen to somebody that's mediocre, that doesn't have their shit straight, and like, whoa, Josh, success, that ain't for you, brother.
Yeah, no, I mean,
these classes is for you.
I'm with you.
Paycheck to paychecks for you. No, man, don't listen to people that don't believe in you. Tell the doubters and naysayers, go screw yourself. You don't believe me? Watch me now, because I'm going to prove you wrong. And I've been proving people wrong for almost 49 years. And I'll even St. Peter's going to be like, damn, this guy's good.
Yeah. No, I hear you. There's two things that come to mind as you say that. One is there's obviously people out there, as I know you know, because these are the people you're talking about, that have to justify their own mediocrity by damning you to match them, to be like them. They need you not to succeed because then it justifies their lack of success.
The pain that, when people tell you that, when all those people, hey, watch it now, success isn't for you, it's because imagine, Josh, the pain that they're feeling, and they'll feel even smaller. When you succeeded, Josh, oh man, all those naysayers, all those doubters that said, hey, stay with us, that was like a colonoscopy for them, dude. Absolutely. That was a colonoscopy right into their soul. It was like, oh my gosh. So misery loves company.
It does. Misery, and it tries to perpetuate it.
Are the people that, hey, Josh, don't dream, man. Don't dream. That's for people. That's for others. You weren't born like that. Brother, there's been people with worse circumstances, with worse deck of cards. Some people don't even have cards, and they've overcome. So if they can overcome huge obstacles, brother, the obstacles that we think of, they're a piece of cake.
There's a book, and it's a great audiobook. Honestly, I read and I listen to a lot of books, but there was one in particular that really, if you want to talk about driving this one, it was called Running for My Life. And it was a story about one of the Sudanese lost boys who wound up getting adopted by an American family, like as a teenager. And listening to his deal coming over here. And I mean, just like the guy had never seen like a pane of glass. I mean, he was that kind of poor. Like he'd never seen glass. And he comes over here, he winds up running in the Olympics for the US, and talk about overcoming a lot. Talk about, folks over here, they have all this stuff and they're winding their way down the street. And I don't get it. This is a society that turns excuses into laudatory things like, oh, you're picked on. Oh, you're in a group that people don't, I tell people when I coach, even if it's true, what good is it thinking like that? How does that help you? It just gives you one more freaking excuse to not get where you want to be. It makes no sense to me.
You're going to laugh, Josh. I don't watch social media. I usually don't, but I saw this video. Kid adopted somewhere in Africa. They're celebrating his birthday. He doesn't even know his actual birthday or actual birth year. First birthday cake, kid's like 11, so appreciative, bawling his eyes out, and I'm bawling because I'm like, I can feel it, man. But yet we have all these people saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe I only got a 5 series for my birthday. My parents are such assholes. Or, oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm not going to Nobu for my birthday. I can't believe my birthday doesn't fall on a Friday or a Saturday this year. While this kid is literally so appreciative because he's here.
Yeah.
That's what we need to have. We need to have that gratitude, man.
That gratitude, man.
Screw what you don't have, screw, and be thankful.
Absolutely. You're here, you're in a good place, you're living in the best time in human history to be alive. Take advantage of it, man. I mean, look, I know for a fact my grandfather, the FBI came in and took his family name from him because he happened to be Italian and his wife happened to be German. And so you know what he did? He loved his country. He went on to make millions of dollars and it didn't slow him down a second. And that's how I went up with the last name of Cadillac.
So are you telling me he didn't play victim? He didn't just tell Omar, the neighbors, tell everybody that, oh, woe is me, man, where everybody's got a story, overcome that story. And then use that story to get people off your ass.
You know what? Every day you write a new page in that story, and it's up to you what that page looks like. You know what? There might be people that have influence over. You're the author of the book. Get off your ass and start writing the kind of history you want to have 10 years from now. Because when you look back in 10 years, the decisions you make today are the ones going to dictate where the hell you are tomorrow. My grandfather lost 10 businesses. 10 businesses he lost, and each time he got up off his ass and started again. The last one he started is still incorporated in business today. That was from 1938, right? The guy worked his ass off time and time again. Great Depression he had to survive, the whole deal. No excuses. No excuses. And so excuses don't help
like that. brother, could you imagine? I mean, just people way before us. The Black Plague, people were millions upon millions were being mowed down. They're dying, and they still went out. That's a grinder, man. If could you imagine we brought those people back and we're like, hey, and we wanted to close everything down for 2 years. Like, oh shit, was this like a meteor that hit? No, no. It was a devastating. It was a pandemic. Like, oh my gosh, what were the numbers? What was the survival rate? The survival rate was 99.999, but the death rate was 0.001.
Yeah.
And if you had certain conditions, like you just died and the hospital got paid more money and they put down that you died of corona.
Uh-huh. No, look, it is amazing to me how soft we've gotten. I mean, I know that.
Oh, dude.
I didn't really specify when I was on your podcast talking about it, but my dad, when I was 9, decided I was too soft. And so he took me out of school and he had me homeschooled, and I started working for him. And he determined that he didn't want to be my boss. So he found the worst one of his old foremen from the city, who's now in his 70s, an old Marine with all crippled hands with arthritis, to just basically come ride my ass every single day. And I mean, if you want to talk about getting berated, the Marines, if it prepares you for nothing else, the ability to berate another human being is a life skill that you get. And this guy rode my ass. And you know what? I'm so grateful for it today, because I needed to take that beating.
You didn't need a safe room or a safe place?
You know, I didn't need what's the a cry room? No, I didn't need an emotional support llama. Nothing.
They had that. I went to Podfest, podcaster convention, and they actually had room for that, or for your chakras, or if you're feeling bad. If you're feeling bad, wake the fuck up, man.
Yeah,
let me kick you right in the balls, man, because you need a wake-up call. If you need and your soul balance, your soul is dying because you need a safe place. You need a safe room. You need to play victim.
100%. You know, I just finished watching. I had told Tony it was a good movie, and I was out there with him, and I watched Rocky Balboa, the last in the Rocky series where he actually fights.
Dude, okay. We're
you know where I'm going.
Was it? Yeah, but tell me that just everything, man. All the Rockies, except for Machine Gun. You know that was a little.
We don't even talk about
that. But all the other ones had life lessons in them.
They did.
And had quotes that should resonate and hit you.
Absolutely.
Like a sledgehammer. And yes, the last one did too.
The last one where he's down on the mat and he's thinking through, you know, that idea of life, how hard life hits, and your ability to take the hits and keep moving forward, and thinking back about all he's lost and making the decision to get up off the mat and keep. He didn't even win the fight, but it wasn't about that. It was about getting up and giving life hell as long as he could with as much as he's got, till there was nothing left. And I mean, the thing, and if you get a chance to watch it again, that because I had forgotten how good.
Dude, I love all Sly movies. You don't have to. I watch any Sly movie, man.
Yeah,
but it had the same problem. Dude, the first one, people don't realize Rocky Balboa lost in the first one.
Right.
It wasn't about winning.
It wasn't about that. Wasn't what the movie was about at all. If you hear Sly interviewed, he talks about what the movie is about, and it's not about. It wasn't even really about the fight. It was about having a moment in the sun. It was really. His movies are much better, much more philosophical than people give him credit for, I think. But
no, dude, because they don't. If they like the quotes, they'll use it as a meme because they're bored and they want to throw something on social media. But each and every all the movies, man, all his movies that he writes, yes, they're uplifting. You have to, and just the story on Rocky, nobody believed in him. They were trying to buy the movie. All the Hollywood studios, they wanted that friggin' Ryan O'Neal. Could you imagine that guy?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that guy.
Or James Caan, or one of those guys.
Yeah, and he was starving, dude. He had to sell his dog.
Yeah.
The dog's even in the movie because he bought it back.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Butkus is his real dog.
Oh,
And
wow.
he had to sell Butkus. And then he had to buy Butkus back because the dude found out that he wrote and he got paid and he was making Rocky. So he had
Yeah.
to pay him like 20 times what he got for the dog.
Oh,
But just that, nobody believed in him. But Sylvester Stallone believed in him. And the studio is fine.
yeah.
This movie's going to suck so much. You can star in it.
You
buddy.
can go ahead and star in it.
Yeah.
To be
with
clear,
limited budget because we don't believe in it now.
be clear, the highest, best returning movie any studio's ever had. I believe the budget was about $1 million, and to date, it's earned more than as far as overall rate of
dude,
return.
back then, look at the cast. Okay, you have Francis Ford Coppola's cousin.
Yeah.
She changes her name or whatever, so she's not a Coppola, like Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
A Coppola.
Yeah.
I guess Burgess Meredith at the time.
Yeah, that was the big draw.
The big draw, yeah. The Penguin from like a million years ago.
Yep.
You get Carl Weathers to play Apollo Creed, some guy that played like only 2 years in the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just like, hey, we're gonna make this movie on such a limited budget. We're not gonna have anybody real in this movie.
And yet it turned out to be the iconic film that it did, and it's because there was another one. I mean, the movie that Hollywood flat out missed was a Casablanca. That was a shoestring budget. Nobody thought it was going to be anything, but the fact that there was an essence of something here, that self-sacrifice and doing something great, that's that pursuit of excellence, man. And people get away from it. They don't take ownership of pursuing excellence in their own life. They're the biggest beneficiary if they get there.
But dude, Josh, when you have that much certainty and that much faith and belief in yourself, Sylvester Stallone, another movie, Mel Gibson. Nobody wanted to make a movie about Jesus. The man literally had the budget pay for the movie because nobody wanted to produce it. And it came back to him.
Yeah.
If you believe in yourself, that people are on the sidelines because they're like, oh, well, nobody believes in me. Exactly. Nobody believes in you because you don't believe in yourself. I don't have cheerleaders to this day. I don't have people backing me up in my corner. And to me, that's fine, man. I'll use you as rocket fuel. In these same situations, the same thing, man. Don't live with regret because you needed somebody to wake you up. Because the only person that's going to motivate you is yourself. If you need an accountability coach or an accountability partner, then get back to bed.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's so much of this life is really about figuring out how to get out of yourself, what you need to get out of yourself, because life hits back. It does. But you have to take ownership.
Who gives a shit, dude?
Exactly. You have to take the way I like to explain it, and maybe it's a little bit more maybe slightly more touchy-feely than your very direct method. But I think it's actually circling the same idea, which is that you have to take ownership of being the CEO of your life. You're in charge, but you got to be a good boss. You got to take and train the employee that's you to work the way you want them to work.
And take accountability. You screwed up. You made a stupid decision. Hey, you're human, man. Get up. Don't do that. That's called a lesson.
Yeah.
Now, if you're the moron to keep on doing it, then clearly you haven't learned the lesson yet. And that's life. And that's the universe. And that's God saying, this is your wake-up call, brother. We're going to keep on pounding it right into your face until you finally learn that this isn't the right way of doing it. Yeah, this ain't going to be working.
Absolutely.
So that's like even in relationships. Oh my, I can't find my soulmate. I keep on getting the same person. Amen.
Maybe you're working on what you're looking at. What are you looking for? Yeah.
Congratulations, brother. That ain't all the men or all the women out there. That's you, brother. That's you. That's what you deserve because that's what you feel you deserve.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely true. We attract what we deserve in a lot of ways. So let me ask you this, Omar, about with what you do. What do you like best about it?
I like seeing people change, to transform. You and I, we're not chasing money. A lot of people want to pretend that they're prophets, but really they're looking for the other prophet. You can't be looking at people like a checking account. And man, I've had mentors, I've had plenty of people, gurus, chasing chasing, seeing me. Don't call me Omar Medrano. Call me Chase, brother.
Yeah.
And it's like that shows you're always going to be. You know, Zig Ziglar said it best. If you want to find success, help others
Yeah.
without any ulterior motives. Help them find success. I love seeing people win. Zero animosity, zero jealousy. You see all these haters and oh my gosh, he must have hurt. That's scarcity. Bro,
Yeah.
if anything, if I see someone out of the blue, hey, it just motivates me. Maybe congratulations. I need to step up my game.
Yeah. Now I'll tell you what. There's a Zig story that I heard, and I think it was one of my favorites because I genuinely feel like he actually lived it. What he said,
He did it all the way till the
100%.
man died. And
Yeah,
you know what? I saw him his latter years, and the man still brought it.
still brought it.
And
Yeah,
and it wasn't because of money. He
yeah,
said he lived that saying. If you want to help, if you want to find success, help others
absolutely.
find success.
So the story that I heard was there was this young guy talking about Zig Ziglar, and he said his dad was a huge Zig Ziglar fan, and so his dad won like something that he was able to go back and like hang out with Zig backstage, and so he brought his sons with him, and or the one son with him, and as he introduced himself to Zig and he introduced the boy to Zig, Zig says, "Let me take a look at this boy." And so he picks the kid's arms up and he turns him around. He says, "You know what? You're a winner. I can tell." And the kid said, "For me that day, that was just a game changer. Here's this guy up on stage and he looks at me. And I mean, to me, just that paying it forward aspect to the way that Zig was is and I mean, this is a kid in his 40s now. The guy's a grown man and he's talking about what this guy did out of the kindness of his heart. He didn't have to do that. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure, you get up there and you speak. I know I get up there and I speak, man, when I'm done, I'm ready for a nap sometimes. And to have the kind of energy and the bandwidth to stick with it, that's
And
awesome.
then that guy did it all the way to his deathbed. And I'll tell you what, after bringing it onto because I never mail in any performance, any stage. I give it. I do need a nap.
Oh, yeah.
And it's that if I don't feel exhausted, then I know in my heart I didn't give you any value. I didn't give your audience
Yep.
any value. I cut everybody short. I shortchanged myself.
Absolutely. No, you got it. You got to bring everything you got every single time. There's no excuses, no holding back, because you know what? If you really want to move people, if you want to give people that return on investment, that's where it's at, man. You got to take and you got to give them everything you got. They got to see it. They got to feel it. So I think that actually answers my next question I was going to ask you, which is, what do you think makes you good at what you do? But I'm guessing that's probably it.
My belief, man, my belief that I want to help people out. I wrote my book, and it was, if I wanted to go after money, brother, I'd be writing about bondage. I'd be writing about dinosaurs in an amusement park. I'd be writing about a wizard, a 13-year-old wizard. I'd be writing about sorcerers, about dragons. No, I wanted to write a book that would change someone's life. If it changed someone's life, then it did that. 2 people, even better. 3 people, 4 people. Let's start a movement. Let's start positive change. And that's, people love the bullshit. People love fiction because that's where they live. They tune out because the pain of reality sucks. That's when you hear, "Oh, I don't want to watch that movie." That's a true story. I want to be entertained. And it's exactly because that's where your life is. You want to numb the pain of your existence.
That's right. You want to
bullshit.
be distracted. You want to be distracted from the pain of having to deal with the consequences of what your decisions to this point have caused. I couldn't agree more. It's a real thing. I mean, there's a place for taking a step back and taking a breath. I get that, but most people live in that space.
Oh, dude, they come in. They say they don't have time for their dreams. I don't have time. I don't have time for my side hustle. I don't have time. But I have time on Saturday to watch college football. I'm an LSU alum and fan, so I'll just watch that. But those, and sometimes tape because my daughters play travel soccer. But people be like, "Oh yeah, I don't have time, but I can watch 4 games on Saturday, 3 on Sunday. Then there's the NBA, and then I've got like 2 hours on social media every night to cyber stalk my ex, to make sure everybody knows my social and my political views and my religious views, that they're the right ones and screw everybody else. Yeah, I don't have the time. Oh, and I've got time because Stranger Things has the new episodes out, and I want to know what's up in Stranger Things. And oh, Ozark just ended, so I need to binge watch
Got to
that.
pick up on that. Absolutely.
But yet and people are like, oh, but you're hating on these. No, everything in moderation. But if you say you don't have time for yourself, for self-improvement, for growth, time to start a meaningful relationship, then shut the fuck up, man, because you're full of shit. The reason why you don't have time is because you have plenty of time for other stuff.
No, and to me, as I listen to that, to me, that is 100% the employee mindset of, I want immediate gratification. I want to feel good in the moment, and I'm not willing to delay this for something bigger and better on the other side.
And they're the ones posting, oh, it's Monday, I'm having a bad case of the Mondays. Oh, I can't wait till it's Friday. Or my favorite recommendation on social media. What can I binge watch? Are you that stupid? Are you that like tuned out in your life that you had the audacity, you have the balls to tell people your life sucks so bad that you need someone else that has no life that sucks too
To recommend how to maintain having no life.
Yeah, and I see it all the time, and it's like, oh my gosh, another friggin' moron.
I'm with you. I mean, I spend zero time on social media. I mean, I have people that, thank God, handle that for me, because I don't want to waste the bandwidth. And honestly, I don't really give a rat's ass what you're eating, so don't send me a picture of it. Like, I don't understand how that.
Well, dude, we grew up in a time, man, where you had to go to friggin' Eckerd's. Well, one, you had to buy like the $5 roll of film or whatever.
Yeah,
you had to get it processed. And if you wanted it processed, you'd have to pay the big bucks for 1 hour, 24 hours. Could you imagine somebody, hey, I'm taking a picture of my pizza. This hot dog's out of this world, man. And it's funny because they're like, I post, yeah, it looks like it's sushi. Yeah, but it's Nobu. So yeah, it looks like it's sushi still that you overpaid because you're paying for the name, the expense. Yeah. Oh, that's an amazing hot dog. Thank you. I've never seen a hot dog. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Is it a Nathan's hot dog?
It's mind-boggling to me. But I mean, at the same time, I think, Omar, if you really look at it, it's making up for the fact that actual human interaction, which I think is healthy for human beings to have, to actually get in a room and even do what we're doing right now and talk to each other, right? I think that has largely gone away because we replaced it with these devices that come away. And so I think it's almost a response. I call it like the popcorn that you have before you go to dinner. So like go on a date, you're going to go to movie and then you go to dinner, but you get a little hungry in the movie. So you get the popcorn, then you go to dinner and you can't eat. Well, the thing is, if you eat nothing but popcorn, you get sick and die. And I think that's what the social media has become. It's this thing that we do to scratch the itch that we need human interaction, but we don't actually invest in making the occurrences to have that happen.
What's sad is when you see people out on a date and you can tell that they're texting each other back and forth. It's like, why can't you put the phone down? She's right across from you. Why don't you speak up? Why don't you have a conversation? I went to the movies first time in forever because I had to see Top Gun because
I've heard good things.
Yeah, it's worth it. I'm not a movie goer. And the two people next to me, they're on a date, and you can tell that they're texting each other.
I don't know, man.
And they're young, so I felt like saying, honey, you have to be an old, you guys are young. You guys are like 16, 17. You have to be an old fart like me. This movie one is, yeah, it's all nostalgia. Because to believe that there's a 60-year-old fighter pilot out there, the first one was like mind-blowing.
Yeah.
The second one made the first one look realistic.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, hey, this ain't Harry Potter, kids.
Yeah.
The reason why you're not enjoying it and you're texting each other back and forth is because
this is reality.
Yeah.
It's a new place to hang out.
Yeah, but it's sad though, dude. They don't understand selling. The more you sell, which is it's all a sale.
Of
People
course.
hate this.
It's a negotiation. It's a sale. Yeah.
Negotiations. You had to sell someone to buy your program. You had to sell someone. You had your father had to sell that Marine instructor to bust your balls. He
Yeah.
could have said, "I don't have the time. It's not."
I mean, the guy on the
Everything.
date with the girl texting, he had to sell her on coming out on the date. I mean, look, it's
Yeah,
all sales.
yeah, exactly. I sold my ex-wife. Go out with me. Then a
Yeah.
compelling future. You have to give someone a compelling reason for everything. Oh, I'm not in sales. I work in corporate America. Well, you
You're in
somehow
sales.
lied your ass off when they said, "Where do you see yourself 5 years?" Well, I see myself busting ass for this corporation. Or what are your flaws? My flaws are I'm an over perfectionist. I don't like not doing the work, and I'll stay extra hours in order.
Yeah.
That's a sell. You sold people.
Absolutely. You're pitching.
Yeah, but you hear that all the time. Oh, I hate sales.
Mhm.
You hate sales because you're mediocre and you're horrible.
No,
You're horrible.
absolutely.
Because
Everybody should
I
spend some
don't
time in
everybody
sales.
we're all in sales. Sales 101, everything is a sale.
Absolutely. And everybody should spend some time actually in the business of sales so they recognize in their own life how much selling they actually have to do.
Oh,
Because at
dude,
least in
it was an eye
sales,
opener.
the curtain gets pulled back. It's the BS is pulled away. It's not as disguised as it was. When I teach negotiation, that's what I tell people. Everything's a negotiation. You have to negotiate with yourself, for God's sake. Are you going to hit the snooze button or aren't you? It's all a negotiation at this point.
And you know what? You can't role play. Role play is bullshit, man.
No, it
Like
is.
role play. Oh well, let's role play. Role play. You if you're a door to door salesman, somebody's going to tell you, get the fuck out of here. That there's no role playing for that.
Nope.
You go out there. You pitch yourself 2, 3, 400 times. That's how you get better.
That's right.
Role playing is jive talk because
It is.
it's controlled.
Scripts and role play in general. It's. I mean,
right.
It's so the problem is people have so much fear going into it. It's some way for them to have some sort of training wheels, they feel like, but realistically, it just delays the work that they need to do in order to get where they need to go.
It's floaties. It's floaties.
It's floaties. It's training wheels. Absolutely.
Because you training wheels. You're still gonna fall off that bike. You can still drown in the pool.
Absolutely.
And yeah, you role play. And you're like, oh wow, I accepted that rejection. Ooh, that was such a brutal one. Then you go out there, you're like, oh my gosh,
that's what a brutal one sounds like.
Yeah.
Get out of my house. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an actual sales presentation. Not your coworker being, yeah, no, I'm not interested. Get out of here.
Absolutely. So, you know what? Let me ask you this question. Maybe take a step back, the 10,000-foot view for a second. What are the most important things? If you could pick one thing, what's the most important thing that you think you've learned through developing your whole strategy and whatever? Not necessarily part of your strategy, but maybe whatever. It could be part of your strategy, whatever. What is the most important takeaway that you have?
Just do the work, man. Start.
Yeah.
You're gonna look like shit. We all look like shit, dude. Everything, your first sales presentation, your first sales meeting, your first video, your first podcast episode, everything looks like crap. But believe it or not, everybody had to start somewhere. So quit worrying about looking good, about rejection, about failing, fail forward, man.
That's it.
You're going to miss shots. Yeah, but do it, dude. If you're going to be on the sideline, waiting for the perfect opportunity, waiting for the right time, practicing, role playing. It's like investing. I hate when like, oh, well, we have this program or on our site, paper trade. Paper trade what, dude? That's like playing blackjack. But whenever I had one of those apps or somebody, oh, here, why don't you try this? Yeah, I'll bet $10,000 hands because it's not real.
It's not your $10,000. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fake.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a hit. I don't care if I bust. Yeah.
Of course, I'll split 20s. I'll split two face cards on this fake simulated app or game that you want me to try. Yeah, nobody's gonna tell me to get the F out of the table, or, it's not, there's no skin in the game. You get better by having skin in the game. You get better by playing.
I could not agree. I could not agree more.
It's going to take time. Everybody wants this microwave to success. That's what social media. Oh, I was mowing lawns 30 days ago, and now I'm living in La Jolla in a mansion. But if you pay me $20, I'll give you the blueprint for it. It's like, oh, for sure. It sounds good, man.
Sounds great.
Days, 6-minute abs, this, that. Everything takes time, and you have to sacrifice. You want those abs? Quit eating the McDonald's. Quit eating the processed foods. Staple your mouth shut.
Do what you gotta do.
God in the universe, if you want to go from point A to point B, whatever point B is, whatever your dreams, whatever, it requires work, and it requires time. And God in the universe is like, so what are you willing to give up?
Absolutely. What are you going to put in the altar? What are you willing to take and
people
burn
don't
up?
Want to sacrifice. People, this fear of missing out. Well, yeah, but I'm going to miss out on the weekend, or I can't go with my buddies to Vegas because Vegas hasn't changed I'm 49 next month. Since I've been 21, it hasn't changed in 28 years, people. Everything, no pool party, nothing out there. It'll be there. If you want it that bad, sacrifice now, and eventually you can have the pool parties.
Invest in yourself, in your future.
Invest in yourself, man. The thing is, Josh, doing your program, I'm not the type that would be like, how much is it going to cost me? My question to myself is, how much is it going to cost me not doing the course?
Yeah, no, I hear you. And that's a good.
But you'll hear people, how much is that book going to cost? How much is a book going to cost? You just spend like $20 a month on Netflix. You spend, you go out drinking, you go out eating. You don't ask how much that's going to cost. But how much is this program? How much is you paid? How much? No. How much did you pay last month trying to impress people?
Opportunity cost. The idea of what the opportunity cost you to lose. Absolutely. I'm a big believer in that. And so I couldn't agree more. The idea, and this is kind of one that I keep circling back to, the idea that we don't really grow as people from the good times. We grow as people. We become better people through persevering through the suffering, through the hard stuff.
Going through shit, dude. Going through the valley. Going through
the valley.
Purgatory. Mm-hmm. Going through your own personal hell.
That's right.
Don't look at it as something horrible. Look at it as a gift. God gave you that, so when you get out of it, you can really appreciate when things are going good. That's why people blow through. I won the lottery. I won the progressive slot. They lose the money because they never had to earn it. They never had to go through the hustle. The fortitude, those times that, oh my gosh, why can I stay in bed? Everybody has doubt. Everybody has that fear, but you kick it right in the face and you keep on going forward.
I could not agree more. So how about a different question? And this is more coming up on 49, as you said, kind of taking a step back. What are you most proud of that you've done in business to this point?
The most proud of inspiring, being a leader to teenagers, being a leader to college kids, to show them this is, if you create your own business, you don't have to be a boss. Don't be a boss, be a leader.
Sure.
So inspiring, motivating, opening people's eyes up, not the money. You and I, people will always have that hustle. You go, but with money, there's an ebb and flow. You lose it, earn it back.
Yep. That's what you got to do. No, it's part of it. So how about this? We've kind of looked at how you got here. We kind of looked at where you are and what you think about now and what matters to you. I know you're a hustler, as you said. So what's the next one? What's next for you? What's the next project you're working on? What's next in the Omar's world?
Omar's world. Well, I've got my second book coming out. real soon. The editor has it, but her husband has health issues.
Before we go any further, what was the first book's name?
What if it did work on
Love
Amazon? And yeah, it's self-published, but you know what? There's no fluff in it. There's only 100 pages. Pick it up, do the work. Does the book work? No, because you have to friggin' do the work.
You have to work. The book just tells you to get the work.
So don't anybody that says the book doesn't work, amen, it doesn't. I had one person tell me that. Like, yeah, but neither did the other 50 self-help and business books you bought. Maybe it's not the books, maybe it's you.
Maybe it's you.
So that the second book's called The Vacation CEO, and it's people don't own their business. The business owns them.
Sure.
It talks about how to get an exit strategy, how to scale, how to outsource, how to be a leader and not a boss, how to thrive, how to make it that. And after, since that's pretty much done, my next step is I want to teach people the process of selling, man. I mean, you see it all the time. Well, you're not on social media. Oh, have you heard of Forex? Have you heard of this is amazing sales techniques that this shows you how bad people are in sales. No, please explain it to me. Well, I'm killing it. I'm making millions of dollars, and yeah, I'm doing it in Forex. And out of the kindness of my heart, I'm the next Mother Teresa. And I was thinking about, you're thinking about me. Well, why, thank you.
Shucks. That's
Shucks.
nice.
Or the, since I am 49, I'm playing the back nine of my life. Personal trainers. You look like shit. Oh, why, thank you. I look like shit. Wow.
That's a lead.
Yeah, that's how you and I'm like, that's how you start. That's your sales pitch.
That's you led with that, huh?
Oh, hey, all these people. This is another one. Hey, so how's your day going? The small talk, brother. It's a cold call because I don't know you. Throw down your offer.
Get it
you
out.
Asking me about my friggin' horoscope. You asking me about my day. You asking me about my thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't going to move. If it went from 0% to even less, because
I like you less now. I'm liking you less and less. This conversation.
And I tell people, you know what they do a lot of times? They're like, screw you, I'm blocking you. I'm giving you positive feedback. I'm spending my time, my energy, giving you just like 1 or 2 simple steps on how you can be more effective in selling. And you're telling me I'm the asshole? Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's a thing. People are very unappreciative. All right. Maybe something a little bit softer here. What do you do to unwind when you're not going 100 miles per hour? What unplugs for? I mean, obviously LSU games. I think we picked up on that. But what unplugs you?
My daughters. My daughters are my legacy. They'll be turning 17 and 15 in a couple of months. Travel soccer, watching them win, they've been immersed since the moment they've been born with personal development, business development, just watching them grow. My youngest was the salutatorian, the second in her class, graduating 8th grade, and she gave a speech, and I got all teary-eyed. So just watching them, I vicariously live, and they're in travel soccer, not because I think they're the next Mia Hamm. It's because I want them to see the real world. Yeah. It is competitive. There is no participation trophies. That coach that you hate, that's your boss. Do you want that to be your boss, or do you want to be an entrepreneur? Yeah. You hate your teammates? Well, hey, congratulations. That's what it's like in the real world if you take a job at corporate America. So yeah, I don't have these delusions of grandeur like most parents. And my ex-wife, we do it for that, to give them the hustle, to give them, you have to perform. It's all about results. Life is about results. Now, every other parent that I'm not friends with them on social media or anything, because I'm not, my kid's going to get a D1 scholarship and she's going to be playing with Megan. Oh, I'm sure she is. Or hey, do you remember 2 years ago at that tournament? No, I don't remember, because I could care less.
Yeah. No, I hear you. People are very self-absorbed, and if they're not self-absorbed about themselves, their kids will take that place, no problem. So it's good that you're putting the work in now to help them, because otherwise most parents seem to want to kick that can down the road as far as they can. And kick the can down the road of making their kids have to grow up and deal with the world that they're going into.
They know everything. They know life isn't fair, that you have to earn it. I don't coach them on games. We don't talk about that. We talk about marketing though. If we're driving 200 miles, we're Auburndale, Florida, middle of nowhere for a game. When we're coming back, we're talking about good locations for QSRs. If you want to open up a restaurant, if you want to open up a barber shop, stuff like that, marketing.
Yeah.
Stuff. We never
Paying attention. That Omar, that kind of, to me, it blows my mind. People just don't pay attention to the world around them. Like they'll drive down the street and they miss the opportunities that are everywhere.
Dude, I'm an entrepreneur, man. You and I go out for beers. I'm talking about, hey, you know what? That server's horrible. She can't upsell. She can't get the higher ticket. My mind is always going into marketing.
Where's the revenue? Where are they dropping the ball? Where could they be making money? How's this business model? I was just at a Freddy's in the Midwest, and I'm counting how many people are in the kitchen, and I'm trying to figure out what they got to be paying each person.
My ex-wife and I are the same way. We'll be with the kids or even before, and people perceive it to be busy, but there's like 7 or 8 employees, and it's like, well, labor.
There's the profit.
Eating them alive. I'm always looking at labor. I'm always looking at the place that keeps their door open because they're saving money on electricity. It's like saving money. You're trying to sell an experience.
Mm-hmm.
Having them sweat their ass off ain't giving them any experience. So yeah. I'm always like that, and our kids, my 2 daughters, Lauren and Mia, are like that too. We discuss things. The cost of goods must be high, or they're really low. The profit margin. When people are like, oh man, I don't know how people make money off of pizza. Well, it's low cost of goods.
That's right. It's not expensive to make a pizza, and if you make enough of them,
exactly. It's like if I had to open up a restaurant, I'd be serving pasta galore. I'd be like,
oh my gosh. I do that because every Friday I typically make a big pasta meal at my house, and I look at it and it's absolutely the cheapest thing I serve, even though I put hot sausage in it and everything.
And think about it, when you have a high-end restaurant.
Yeah,
100%.
I mean, I'm feeding like 6 people. It's like $12 food cost.
Well, if you went to Rayo's or any bougie restaurant in LA,
$60 a plate or something.
Yeah, man. And I'm like, whoa. So yes, I'm always in tune about stuff like that. And that's, I know. And guys like us, we know if a grand opening, if it's going to fail or not.
Yeah,
it's there.
Yeah, no, the handwriting is on the wall typically. All right, last question for you. You survived the gauntlet. And it's an easy one. If folks are like, I got to get me some more Omar. I need some more Omar. Where can people find you?
They can find me. OmarMedrano.com is my website. But more important, I'm public. Everybody be public. Don't be private on social media. Omar Medrano on Facebook. Omar Medrano 73 on Instagram. Omar Medrano, the original, somebody hijacked it. I hope they're posting videos and positive messages. You can join my group. What if it did work? It's on Facebook. I don't pitch. There's videos. Other people can pitch. There's podcasts. There's everything. You can find me that way. I just type in my name. You can find me. I don't look at people as a checking account. So if you need a question answered, I'm like the business development St. Jude, patron saint of lost causes. I will answer you. Just don't try to sell me Forex. Don't try to sell me a cure for cancer. Don't try to make me 20 years younger. And I will answer your question, whatever it is, because I've been there. Everybody needs a hand.
I respect that very much, Omar. I try to do the exact same thing for the people that I work with as well. I give them my personal cell phone number and everything. Whenever I teach a class, I say, hey, look, you hung out with me. If I can help you, I will. I think that's a great way to live life. It's a better way to go through life.
Yeah, dude, you don't look, that's a horrible way of living life. chasing money and looking at people like their name is Chase, like looking at people like their name is Bank of America. Don't treat people like checking accounts. Treat people like humans.
Absolutely. Omar.
Don't say you're Christian. Be more Christ-like. That's what the
Absolutely.
definition of being a Christian.
You know,
You
there's
don't have to say it. Actions speak louder than words.
I'm trying to remember who said it. I think it may have been C.S. Lewis, but he was basically something along the lines of, how do you be a good Christian shoemaker? Is by putting putting crosses on shoes? He said, no, it's by being the best possible shoemaker you're capable of being. That's the most Christian thing that you can do. And that means serving your customer well. And that means doing great.
Know your customer. KYC.
Know your customer.
You said it best. And don't hurt your customer, and don't sell them something just because you're looking for a quick buck.
No. You build a business by taking care of people. Zig had it right. And nothing wiser than that. Omar, thank you for your time, good sir. Greatly appreciated coming to hang out.
Inviting me, brother.
Oh,
definitely.
Man. It's a pleasure.
All righty, brother. I love you, man.
Good talking to you, Omar.